The Los Angeles Lakers lost their season opener to the Golden State Warriors 123 to 109, and they're looking at another miserable season in Los Angeles. The Lakers are playing awful defense and have no shooting again. And their normal scapegoat, Russell Westbrook, actually played well besides this one airball. So let's take a look at the box score to see what went wrong. And the first thing that stood out to me is that Anthony Davis had a decent stat line game, but he was a team worst minus 21. If AD doesn't dominate while he's on the floor, the Lakers have no chance with the surrounding talent around him and LeBron. So I went back to watch Anthony Davis and see how he performed, starting the season at the 5. And starting at the 5, he got some easy buckets like this on a dump off, and he's a very athletic 5, so he got a transition bucket from AD and another easy leak out, as he's way more athletic than most 5. And AD dominated some mismatches, like here against Kuminga in the post, and this next play when he gets Moody matched up to him, he just seals, lob over, and an easy layup as well. But the Lakers have talked about running an AD-centric offense for a long time. And here, the first possession of the game, they have AD matched up against Looney on the block. Looney eventually shades him to his left hand, AD bullies him and gets an easy layup to start the game. 2 possessions later, Anthony Davis gets the same matchup on the same block. And Looney is again forcing him left, and most people would expect Anthony Davis to attack him again and either do the same move or counter off of it, but AD doesn't even attack at all, takes a step back jumper, which misses. And in the half court, this theme would continue of Anthony Davis not attacking Kevon Looney like he did on the first possession to get an easy layup. Here he gets the ball on the opposite block and slowly dribbles into the left and eventually fades away and throws a half floater, half shot instead of attacking like he did for the layup. And Anthony Davis continued going up weak in the second corner where he gets a wide open layup, but instead of going up to dunk it, he tries to throw it up with his left hand and misses a bunny. This possession was my least favorite Anthony Davis possession of the first half. Here he gets Steph switched onto him on the perimeter, and either Russ or AD has to realize this and post Anthony Davis up in the post against Stephen Curry and clear it out. It's a clear mismatch. However, this doesn't happen, and Russ just gives AD the ball at the top. And Steph right now is not even looking at AD. He has his back to AD, and AD could just drive straight in and either get fouled or get a layup, but instead, he shoots the 3, which he shot 18% at last year. A very poor shot. And he shot 2 more threes in the first half here in transition where he could attack Looney on a closeout, throws up another brick, which goes over the backboard. And here, this 3 I didn't mind because LeBron drives in and creates an open 3, and AD's wide open. If LeBron creates this, AD has to shoot it, but AD's shooting is still struggling, and he misses badly. I'm sure by now you've seen on ESPN or on Twitter that Anthony Davis has been the worst mid-range and 3-point shooter in the NBA in the last 2 years. I excluded his rookie year due to the fact it was an anomaly where he shot really bad and he didn't even really shoot threes at that point. So we could look at his numbers when he really started shooting and playing in the NBA consistently. As you can see, from the mid-range, from 2013 to 2017, he was shooting above 40%. During this time, his 3-point percentage was kind of all over the place, mostly because he really didn't take that many. But once he started to take more threes in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, his numbers kind of stabilized across the board. He shot around 35-36% for the mid-range and 33-34% from 3. So once AD started shooting threes, his mid-range efficiency suffered a little bit, but his overall efficiency stayed around the same for a good part of 7 years due to the fact that 3 is more than 2. But then COVID-19 happened, and the Lakers got to play in the bubble in Orlando, and Anthony Davis' shooting took off. He shot 49.6% from the mid-range, way higher than he ever has before, and shot 38.3% in the playoffs in the bubble, which is way higher than he shot the three-pointer before as well. I think after 2 years, it's pretty obvious that the bubble tricked us with Anthony Davis' jump shooting. But unfortunately for him, I think the bubble tricked himself into thinking he was a better shooter than he is. Under Alvin Gentry and the Pelicans, I thought AD attacked the basket way more. Now I feel like he settles and settles and settles after the bubble and after he's gotten his championship. What makes this worse is that when Anthony Davis does drive, he doesn't even go up strong anymore. He either goes up weak, doesn't go at his defender, kind of fades away, or does a Euro. It makes no sense to me. And as we go back to this Warriors game, Anthony Davis continued to play soft as well in the second half. He gets the ball here on the roll, gets absolutely stonewalled by Kevon Looney, and eventually the Lakers will get the ball back this possession and get it back to AD. There's only 4.5 seconds left. This is still time for AD to put a shoulder into Looney and put up a hook shot, but he takes an escape dribble and fades away. AD essentially got alphaed by Looney on that play. This next play is a little better. AD will get on top and he drives on Looney, but here he should put his shoulder into Looney's chest like Kawhi Leonard or LeBron does. Instead, he throws his arm measly, and since Looney isn't there, he falls over and throws up an awful shot. And Anthony Davis continued to attack Looney from up top, which is a good idea, to attack him downhill. But once he gets down here, he throws up a Euro floater, another weak shot. And why Anthony Davis is probably so frustrating to Lakers fans is when he does things properly, he can do it so well. Here, once Anthony Davis gets the ball in the post against Looney again, he actually backs Looney down and gets a better positioning for himself. Even though he fades away, he fought to make that fadeaway a little closer to the basket. And this final possession from Anthony Davis is perfect, but he's doing it with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter for the first time. Here, he'll actually back down Looney, fake baseline, and spin back to the middle, and make an easy hook shot that he should be doing 4 to 5 times a game. In this game, Anthony Davis went 2 for 2 on hook shots, 1 for 5 on fadeaways, 0 for 2 on floaters, and 0 for 3 from the 3-point range. I don't understand why he just doesn't attack, go for the layup. If the layup isn't there, then shoot a hook shot. It seems very simple to me. I do want to be careful and clarify myself. I'm not telling Anthony Davis to stop shooting. Shooting is a key part of the NBA game now, and big guys who can shoot are extremely valuable to the team. But AD should only be shooting when it's off the creation of other people. Like that one 3-pointer he took when LeBron drove to the middle, Draymond helped, and he had a wide open corner 3. And you should be looking at more corner 3s because corner 3s are the easiest 3 in basketball. But when Anthony Davis gets the ball on the elbow or on the block or in the mid post, he needs to look to attack. The Warriors didn't even double team Anthony Davis once this game because AD didn't force them to. He never drove and punished them and made them scared enough to where they had to double him. He kept just taking step back jump shots, fadeaways, and the Warriors were fine living with it. And finally, this video is not to scapegoat Anthony Davis like the media has done to Russell Westbrook or blame him for last night's loss. I'm just trying to show you that Anthony Davis needs to be much better for the Lakers to do something with their season this year. There's a lot of room for improvement. And the thing is, Anthony Davis could easily do this. Playing with more aggression and more force has nothing to do with talent, and it's just a want-to for Anthony Davis. And I'm not sure if he has to talk to Darvin Ham about moving him back to the 4, where he can go against smaller opponents, where he can be more physical and strong. But Anthony Davis and the Lakers need to figure things out quickly, because they have a tough schedule to start the season. That will be all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I just started this channel, and it would mean a lot if you did.